Okay, hello. How you doing? My name is GASPARE. I'm back to the fourth lesson on instant piano. I own the copyright on this. This is the fastest way. When I used to teach it, I had 24 students waiting for lessons. I had 6-year-old kids getting standing ovations after 6 months of lessons, playing concerts at their school. Because the piano is only, as you will see, the piano is only 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and starts over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No matter where you start, it's always the same numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you want to use the black keys, it's a plus is to the right, or they call it a sharp. So this would be a +1 or a +2, or +3 would be the 3, which would be the very next note, which is really a 4. A +4 would be the F, which is +4, 4. Plus, this is number 5. 5 plus 5. +6 +7 would be back to the 1. A -7 would be this way. A -6, here's a 6, you go to the left. A -5. A -4 would really be a 3. A -3 would be the 2. They call it a flat. Or 2 -2 would be the -2, which would be a D flat. But it's really a 2 -2. 1 -1 would be the 7. So it's always the next note to the right or next note to the left. Very easy to remember. Never changes. Always the same. Every instrument, every music, symphony, it doesn't matter what music you're playing, where in the world you're playing, every country in the world, if you're playing standard tuning, this is how it's done. Okay, and so in realizing that the piano is just 7 notes, repeated 7 times in perfect order, you want to try to get mentally what you're trying to do. You're only trying to use a phone number to play a song. Most of your songs play 7 notes. They usually don't break out of them 7 notes. They have accidentals to make things sound a little better, to embellish the sound, but basically you're playing either a C chord, F chord, or a G chord, which are notes that rhyme together. Basically, when you're playing the piano, all you want to do is rhyme. Everything is about rhyming. Whether you're playing violins, here's violin. So I'm going to rhyme with the same numbers. I'm playing a 1-5-1 and 1-5-2. Okay, 1-5-2. You can see it. 1-5-2. And if I use all the white keys, because I'm in the key of C, which is no black keys at all. Now the next notes would be a 4, a 6, and a 2, or a 3. Okay, we'll play a 4, a 1, and a 4 again. A 4, a 1, and a 4 again. That's all I'm playing. Back to a 1-3-5-2. Okay, the next one would be what? A 5, a 5, a 2, and a 6. I'm playing the same numbers, or all the white keys, because they rhyme with all the other white keys. Back to a 1, a 5, and a 1. And I'm just going to rhyme with the same numbers. and back to 1, 5, and 2. Same numbers all the way up top. 3, 5, 1 at the very high end. And I end on the ones, because that's where I started. Okay, the point being is that you're playing the same numbers in the left hand as you are in the right hand. That's why it always rhymes together. Whether you're playing jazz or blues or classical or rock and roll or rap, it's about the notes that rhyme together, so it doesn't cause dissonance or discord. So you're always trying to rhyme. In learning this in instant piano system, which I have the copyright, which is sold on eBay, if you take these songs, if you look at this chart, this is all the music in one picture. If I can lift it up a little bit higher, this is all the music ever written for the whole keyboard, which is all of your symphony. And there it is. The piano is this little piece up here, repeated 7 times. Those are the 7 notes. And you can see that when you see these little numbers, can you see the little numbers on the keys? You can see they're 1 through 7. And when you see them, how the straight line goes up to where they are written in the music. You know, learning every boy good does good, and all things are fine, and all these letters trying to remember. Forget about it. You go to the middle C, which is right there. You see that C, which is a 1, right? And it shows you right where it's at and where it's written on the music. So when you write those numbers on your music, on your sheet music, you have instant identification of where to play it on the piano. So you take a little piece of sheet music like that, and you put the numbers right in front of the notes, and you know immediately that it's a 1 or a 2 or a 3, which is only 1 through 7, and you know how to number your song because you have this chart. You see how easy that is? 1 through 7, that's all there is. Now, if you want to go to college for 8 years or 7 years or 4 years, whatever you want to do, spend $50,000 to learn to count to 7, you know, as we say in Italian, buon gusto a te. But that's all there is to it. And that's all you're trying to do is rhyme. Okay, so once you see the keyboard is only 1 through 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, over and over. You can make the keyboard as long as you want. And then remember your sharps and flats when you're putting the numbers in. If the note is used, they use a sharp or a flat to say go to the black key instead of the 1 or the C sharp, you use a +1. A 2 would be a +2, or D sharp would be 2. A 3 would be the 4. It's always the next note to the right, which is a sharp. To the left is a flat note. So when they say flat 7th would be the black key. The flat 6, here's the 6, would be this note. The flat 5th would be this note. So flats are to your left, sharps are to your right. And that's that insignia that they show for sharps or flats. Are, you know, the little signs that they use to show you sharps or flats, like those little signs that you'll see on the sheet music, you know, like, I don't know if you can see that there. You see the little sharps and flats. Okay, so that's all your notes. Once you can put in, you take a piece of sheet music, and you write all them little numbers right in front of the notes, and it gives you immediately identification of what numbers or what notes to play. You know, if I was sending you to California without a map, you could spend a year on the road and never get to California. But I can show you, go right to go. Here's the fastest way to get there. When you see a number 1 on the sheet music, you go right to the number 1, you know where it's at. And you can play that anywhere on the piano. You know, I could play the 1 down here, I could play the 1 here, play the 1 here. It's your choice. You're playing music. It's like you're speaking. You speak the way you like to speak. You play the way you like to speak. There's only one personality like you, and your expression in music will be perfect to who you are. And that's the secret. You know, what do you like to play? How do you like to play the music?